Your forecast first from KARK4.
Well, if you didn't know better, you might have thought it was the middle of July as opposed to the first day of October. Searing and near record-breaking heat across much of the central and southeast United States today, thanks to a big area of high pressure aloft. Do have the first of two cold fronts moving through the central into the southern plains. That's on the way for Thursday night. And then an even stronger cold front, followed by even more fall-like weather that right now is out in the Pacific. That'll be headed our way. Well, we'll let you know when. Your forecast first for Little Rock, looking for a mostly sunny day for your Wednesday. Unseasonably warm in the morning, around 70, and record or near record highs in the low to mid 90s in the afternoon. KARK4 News at 10 starts right now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK4 News at 10.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Geiger, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment.
Amber Geiger, the former Dallas police officer who shot and killed her upstairs neighbor and Harding graduate Botham John, found guilty of murder. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Ashley Katz. It's an emotional case that's captivated the nation. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more tonight on what's next for Geiger following this high-drama case.
About 5 hours of jury deliberations led to this moment.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Geiger, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment.
The family of the man Amber Geiger shot erupted in cheers, but the former Dallas police officer sat silent. The dramatic verdict capped a trial that had captivated the country.
I ask God for forgiveness, and I hate myself every single day.
Geiger had claimed she feared for her life when she killed her unarmed neighbor Botham John, mistaking him for a burglar in her apartment. Turns out she'd accidentally barged in on his unlocked apartment on the wrong floor.
It's a sad reality that this community waited on pins and needles to decide whether or not someone could be held guilty for killing an unarmed black man in his home while eating ice cream.
During closing arguments, Geiger's attorneys had brought up Texas's so-called castle doctrine, similar to stand-your-ground laws in other states, which allows someone to use deadly force against an intruder in self-defense.
Why is it absurd to apply the castle doctrine in this case?
Because there was just so many instances, as the prosecutors argued, that she knew or should have known that she was not in her apartment.
Perhaps the trial's key moment was when Geiger was cross-examined and pressed on her intent at the time.
When you aimed and pulled the trigger at Mr. John, shooting him in center mass exactly where you are trained, you intended to kill Mr. John.
I did.
Late today, during sentencing, Jean's mother took the stand.
My life has not been the same. It's just been the most terrible time for me.
And sentencing will continue tomorrow in Dallas. Back here in Arkansas, John was well known at his alma mater, Harding University, as an outstanding student, singer, and a worship leader. The university's president says they're relieved of the verdict of murder, guilty, but they say there's really no winner in a situation like this. Chuck Hicks, who taught John during his time at the school and was close with the former student, says he's sad for both families.
You can't have closure because there's no justice. On this planet, we don't really get justice. What we get is something that will make us feel just a little bit better about being human, and maybe that will help, that you can point a finger at someone.
And the president says the university continues to grieve for the loss of such an incredible man.
Frustrations reaching a boiling point for people at the Big Country Chateau Apartments on Colonel Glen Road in Little Rock. They say that they've been without gas for 2 weeks. And to make matters worse, some say they're also dealing with leak problems, pest and mold. They tell KARK's Rochelle Turner that they have had enough of this. Rochelle?
Well, Bob and Ashley, good evening to you. Little Rock Police and Fire just left the scene here about 5 minutes ago, but they were called out here just before 8 because of a gas leak. They told me that they had several reports of people that said they could smell the gas, so they made the decision to turn the gas off at the entire complex. But residents here, like you said, are just completely fed up. We talked to several residents today who've just been dealing with a number of issues in the past 2 weeks. Take a listen to what they had to say.
On my birthday, I don't have no air, And that's been leaking ever since they left.
Sharon Boyd is supposed to be celebrating her birthday.
Y'all have to excuse how I'm packing up and getting out of here.
Instead, she's moving out of the Big Country Chateau apartments in Little Rock.
All this leaking and stuff. All this water, look at that. I'm stepping in number water.
She's using this pump to clean up the mess.
Like a little river up in here.
And say these living conditions are causing health concerns.
All that mold and stuff. All over there.
She's not the only one who's tired of the problems.
And it cut the air conditioner.
I've been here since June the 1st, and we've been out of gas since September the 16th.
No gas means no hot water and no way to make a hot meal.
We have no explanation as to when or how much longer we have to wait for it.
She and several others have been trying to make ends meet.
We've been boiling water out of the microwave. And we've been using the barbecue grill to survive.
Tenants say a gas leak is causing the problems.
So we're just waiting around, wondering.
We called the front office, hoping to get some answers.
At the tone, please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message.
People say they've had enough.
I'm ready for my lease.
They just need to tear this place down.
Now, Centergy was also out here on scene today, and the city inspector is going to be here in the morning to try to inspect the building to see what's going on. But right now, I'm joined by Miss Nicole Vance. She's a mother, and she was the one who actually called 911. Miss Vance, tell me what you heard and what you saw.
All I know is they telling me that it's safe to go back in my apartment. They told me that I had a leak in my apartment. But when when they kept the gas and everything off, they told me that our apartments were good and everything else. But as soon as we went in, I heard leakage. I smelled nothing but straight gas. I couldn't do it. Me and my baby both. We're not going to be in there.
You're not coming back
tonight? No. That's just pitiful. I mean, why sit here and lose a life for a mistake people making? No, tired.
All right, guys, so you heard from the woman who called 911. We'll have much more on this developing story on KARK News this morning. For now, reporting live in Little Rock, I'm Rochelle Turner, KARK 4 News. Back to you.
All right, Rochelle, thank you very much. And a quick reminder that KARK 4 News is always working for you. If there's something you think deserves a closer look by our team, let us know about it. You can send us an email or you can call our tip line. As always, you can remain anonymous. Just let us know what's going on.
A murderer missing from an East Arkansas prison is back behind bars tonight. It turns out he didn't get very far. For more than a day, Calvin Adams hid on the roof of the East Arkansas Regional Unit in Brickeys. The Department of Corrections says the surveillance video showed him leaving his bed around midnight Monday. From there, he went to a boiler that has a door to the yard, and he found his way onto the roof.
There is a spot where you can go up on the roof using metal stairs. It is enclosed by an interior fence that has some razor wire on top of it. But there is a place up there that we discovered that has been pushed kind of to the side, and he may have been able to get up that way. So you can bet that that will change.
This is Adams' second time escaping. A decade ago, he walked out of another prison and made it to New York. The Department of Correction is now trying to figure out why Adams was put in a medium security prison.
Authorities in Clay County say that they found the body of an elderly boater who was missing for 2 days. The body of 71-year-old Alan Peterson was found after 4 this afternoon. Clay County Sheriff Terry Miller says Peterson was last seen Sunday after his boat went down on the Black River near Holland's Lodge. We're told that Peterson and his brother had been out searching for mussel shells.
Oh my God.
The driver accused of rear-ending an El Dorado school bus last week now facing a list of charges. A video shared with KARK shows the aftermath of the collision. You're looking at it right here. A red truck slamming right into the bus while it was preparing to drop off a child. At the time, the bus was carrying about 18 students. Several students and the bus driver were taken to a hospital as a precaution. They were all discharged the same day.
Pay extra close attention when there's a bus around, and that doesn't matter if it's on the highway, in town, at a school.
A state inspector will come out this week to assess the damage on the bus. The driver is being charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. No seatbelt, no insurance. fictitious tags, as well as reckless driving.